in the meeting room, so I have to mute everybody's microphone so everybody can hear me clearly at first. So if you have any question during the whole class, you can type your question in the question part of chatting, right next chatting box. You can find a question. You click that and you can type your question. And by the end of our today's class, I will answer your questions one by one. So yeah, if you can hear me, we are going to start. So it's 5 p.m. here in Beijing, and good afternoon to everybody. So maybe you can introduce yourself. Where are you from? And have you learned any Chinese before? So our today's topic is about HSK1 test. So we are going to have a series of open classes introducing the whole HSK from HSK1 to HSK6. So this month, we are going to start from the very beginning, HSK1. I know a lot of you have already studied some Chinese before, or even you have got a higher Chinese level than HSK1. But because this class is introducing HSK1, so we need to make sure all of the students can understand. So I won't use any Chinese. I will use English for the whole introduction part. So later, if you have any questions, let me check. 大家好, hello everyone. If you have any question, you can type your question from the chatting part or from question next to chat. So because we have too many students in the classroom, so I have to mute everyone's microphone. So later, if you have any question during the class, you can type your questions. So I will answer it later. So hi, then hi. I still see someone entering the room. Okay, from Nepal, welcome. All right, so I will go ahead to start. But before I start, if you guys have WeChat, here is a WeChat QR code for our Chinese language learning group. So me and our other Chinese teachers will share some Chinese learning tips, some knowledge or information about learning Chinese in the group. So if you have WeChat, you can scan this QR code to join our group. And here is a WeChat QR code of myself. So if you got further question about our course, you can scan this QR code. And if you are interested in HSK2 or plus about other levels, I will share the information for register other open classes in the future. And also, if you are interested in learning Chinese systematically with our Chinese teacher, if you're interested in joining our online course, like the paid course in one-on-one or small group, get a more specific learning plan, you can check here this is our website, www.eblcu.com and /HSK. This is a webpage about our HSK course. All right, so I will go ahead to start our today's class. So as you can see from the screen, today I'm going to talk about HSK1 pre-test training course. So for today, we are going to have 3 parts in our class. So firstly, I will introduce HSK, the test whole, and also I will introduce about HSK1. And then we will introduce each question type in HSK1, and also I will give you example for each question type. And we can do it together to check if you understand all the questions. And part 3, we will introduce about our online HSK courses. So in case you want to get to join our real course to study Chinese with our teachers. So today is just an open class. So we got a lot of students in the classroom. So I have to mute everyone's microphone so you guys can hear me. And if you want to ask me any question, you can leave in the chatting box. I will answer your questions later. Okay, so I will start from the first part. I will introduce about HSK test first. So if you join today's course, I think you already know about HSK, but yeah, I still want to introduce a little bit about how to measure Chinese proficiency. So in English, if you're learning English, if you want to measure your English proficiency, usually you use those two tests like TOEFL or IELTS to measure your English proficiency. But for Chinese, we will use HSK as a standard level test for Chinese language. So HSK stands for 汉语水平考试. So 汉语 Chinese 水平 level proficiency 考试 test. So it is the official standardized test for Chinese language. And the HSK test itself began in 1984 at our university, Beijing Language and Culture University, and was officially made a national standardized test in 1992. So the 6th level test, but before is like 11 levels, is much harder than what we do right now. But the 6 levels of HSK exam, which you are quite familiar right now, have been used since 2009. So in 2009, it would change to 6 levels that we are quite familiar right now. But starting from 2022, HSK test add 3 more levels on top of HSK 1 to 6. So again, because a lot of students ask me that question, is HSK getting harder? From HSK 1 to 6, they are the same, exactly the same as before. They add 3 more levels on top of HSK 1 to 6. So they add HSK 7 to 9 in 2022. So let's take a look. What Chinese level do I need to reach? So get an idea of what the language is about and which level for which usage. Firstly, if you want to use Chinese as a daily conversation, usually we will suggest you to get a HSK 3 or plus. So if you get HSK 3, that means you can hold a daily conversation in Chinese. So if you live here in China, you want to talk to local people, like for daily conversation, want to buy things, you take a taxi, like order food or something like that, for HSK 3 level is fine. But actually, if you're living in Beijing or Shanghai or Shenzhen, in big cities in China, actually English is enough. Especially if you live in like an environment of like foreign people. But it's really a pity if you live in this country and you don't speak the language, you won't understand more about our culture. So yeah, this is for daily conversation usage. And if you want to use Chinese language for study or work in China, I will say HSK 3 to 6. So if you want to apply for a Chinese government or university scholarships, they will require you to have a HSK 4 plus for Chinese level. So if you want to work using Chinese as your working language, I mean, but if you work in like an international company, maybe English is your like a working language. But if you want to use Chinese fluently at workplace, usually HSK 5 or 6 is required. And if you want to become an expert of Chinese language, then you may need HSK 7 to 9. This test is designed for expert of like Chinese language or graduate students majoring in Chinese language related fields. Professionals that involve in academic research, economy, culture, and technology exchange that conducted in Chinese. So if you want to like professional studies or work using Chinese language, or if you are like working as a linguistics or something, a professor of teaching Chinese, then HSK 7 to 9 is suitable for you. But for daily usage, working usage, study usage, usually HSK 1 to 6 is enough for you. Okay, so here goes some details about each HSK levels and how many words or characters you need and the description. So you can see here, HSK 1 to 6, they are separate like requirements. Because the test papers are different. So for HSK 1 to HSK 6, they will use different test papers. They have different requirements of words and characters, and they have different types of the questions in the test. But for HSK 7 to 9, they will use the same test paper. So HSK 7 to 9 is one test paper. If you get a higher score, you get a higher level from HSK 7 to 9. So here goes the description. So I won't read it because we don't have enough time for that. And for today, I'm going to introduce about HSK 1, the first level of the Chinese language proficiency test. So for HSK 1, it examines the student's capability of using Chinese in daily life. Those who pass HSK 1 can understand and use some simple Chinese words and sentences to like conduct a daily conversation. And also you can like use this language for further Chinese studies. Okay, so HSK 1 evaluate listening and reading skills in Chinese. So let's take a look at the question types. So HSK 1 has a total of 40 questions divided into listening and reading sections, like two main parts, listening and reading. And the entire exam takes about 40 minutes, which including 5 minutes for you to finish in your personal information on the test paper. So the test itself is 35 minutes. It's not very hard for HSK 1 because it's the beginner's level. Yeah, if you I can see someone like keep raising your hands. If you have any question, you can type your questions in the chatting part or in the question part of chatting. I will answer it later because we have too many students, and so I have to mute everyone's microphone. Okay, then next about the characters that requires for this level. So for beginners, a lot of people feel really hard about learning Chinese character itself. So for HSK 1, HSK 2, you still have chance. Yeah. In HSK 1 and 2, we will use pinyin in the test paper. So they will give you characters together with pinyin. So yeah, and don't have the writing part for Chinese characters. So for this level is still okay if you don't know Chinese characters. But starting from HSK 3, the test paper, they will all use Chinese characters. So they won't give you pinyin start from HSK 3. So still a chance to use pinyin for HSK 1 and 2, but you still need to study the characters in case, like for higher levels, it's getting like too hard, like to get HSK 3. And then next part about test score. So a full score of HSK 1 is 200 points, while 120 scores for a passing mark. So 60% of the questions you get correct, then you can pass the exam. And also HSK scores are valid for just 2 years, starting from the exam date. Okay. Then here goes the test types in HSK 1. So you can see the mainly 2 parts, listening, reading. For each part, they have 4 sections. Yeah, you can see here 4 sections, and for each section, it have 5 questions. And altogether, for listening part, we would take about 50 minutes for listening, and there will be 3 more minutes for you to fill in your answers for listening part. And then there will be the reading part. So 17 minutes giving for the reading part. So altogether, it's about 35 minutes for the whole test. Okay, so this is the test. And those are the question types for listening and reading. I will introduce them one by one. So I will start from listening. Start from listening part 1. So for listening part, the first 3 parts of listening all are related to pictures. So only the last one is like just listen and choose the correct answer. So first 3 parts all have pictures. So not very hard at all. And I will give you example questions for each question type, and we can do the practice together later. So I will start from part 1, listening. So listening part, including 4 parts, and each of them have 5 questions. Questions in the first 3 parts are about pictures, and the fourth part is listening to the sentences and choose correct answer. So part 1 is listen to the recording and judge whether the word or phrase you hear is correct according to the picture. And part 2, listen to the recording and choose the picture which is correct, according to the sentence in the recording. And part 3 is listen to a dialogue and choose the corresponding picture according to the dialogue. And then part 4 is listen to the sentence and the question after the sentence, and then choose a right answer. Okay, so we will start from part 1. Listen to the phrase and judge whether the pictures are right or wrong. So it's a true or false question. So let's take a look at the question type. So that is number 1 to 5, like the first 5 questions in the HSK 1 exam. Each question section is based on a word or phrase in the recording. You need to put a cross if it's wrong. If it's correct, you put a tick on the test paper. So each word in the recording, you will hear twice of it. So for the tips of this part, you need to have a quick look at the pictures, and they will have like an example for each question type. So when you listen to the recording, there will be like some like introduction of the test and an example of this question type. In that a few minutes or a few seconds is your chance to take a quick look at the whole text paper, take a look at the pictures, and guess what will be the question, like get a main idea of what the test is about. And then when you listen to the recording, you need to pay attention to the keywords and avoid mistakes caused by phrases with similar meanings. Okay, so let's take a look at the examples together. So here goes the pictures. So 5 questions for the first part, and I will play a recording, and you just try to hear the recording and find it is right or wrong according to the recording that you hear. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when you listen to the recording, you can type your answers in the chatting box if you want to like communicate with us. So I will start.
一、
太冷了，
太冷了。
You can type your
二、
answer.
坐飞机，
坐飞机。
You type is right or wrong, true or false, not
三、
1 or 2.
他的猫，
他的猫。四、
喝茶，
喝茶。五、
再见，
再见。
Hey. Okay, a lot of you already type your answers. Let's check together and see if your answer is correct. Okay, so here goes the correct answer. And let's take a look at what they are talking about. So first one is correct. And do you still remember what the sentence is in the recording? So first sentence is saying 太冷了. So 太冷了. Yes, you're right. 太冷了, very cold. So it's correct according to the picture. So 太冷了, very cold. Second one, the sentence is it's 飞机, airplane. So 坐飞机, to take an airplane. 坐飞机, so correct. Number 3, this is a dog in the picture. What is dog in Chinese? Do you know? 狗, right? 狗. So 狗 is a dog, but the recording they say 它的猫. So what is 猫? A cat, right? 它的猫, so his cat. So this is a wrong. Should be 狗. And then next one, the picture is a bowl of rice. So rice is what in Chinese? Yes, 米饭. 米饭 is rice. But in the recording, they say 喝茶. So 喝茶 is to drink tea. So it's a wrong. And last sentence says 再见. So 再见 means goodbye. So according to the picture is true, it's correct. Okay, so that's the part one is pretty easy, right? So just a little phrase and you just choose true or false, right or wrong, according to the recording and the picture. Okay, then let's move on for the next part. Listening part two is listen to the sentences and choose the right picture. So still it has 5 questions. So number 6 to 10 is this one. So it's a multiple choice questions. So in each question of this section, a sentence will be here. You need to select the picture matches the recording among the 3 options on the test paper. So again, each sentence they will read twice of it. For the skill, again, you will have a few seconds or minutes to listen to the example in the recording. During that time, you can have a quick look at all of the choices that in this part, have a quick look of the pictures and predict what question will be asked. Then, when you listen to the recording, pay attention to the keywords and key consonant that in the sentence, and then choose what you hear and do not hesitate because for this part they won't give you a lot of time. So right after the twice of each question, they will start the next one. So you need to take a quick look and make your decision quickly after the recording, and then start for the next question. And again, I will give you a few examples, and you can type your answer. So number 6, what is your answer? A, B, or C. Number 7, what is your answer? Okay, so let's go ahead to start.
6.
爸爸很喜欢喝茶。
爸爸很喜欢喝茶。7.
我儿子是大学生。
我儿子是大学生。8.
小猫在椅子上。
小猫在椅子上。9.
Oh, sorry.
下午我想去商店买东西。
下午我想去商店买东西。10.
医生，你来看看这个。
医生，你来看看这个。
Okay, so have you done all of the answers for the number 6 to 10? Okay, let's take a look at the answers together, starting from 6. So for 6 is definitely a A. So in the recording, the sentence is 爸爸很喜欢喝茶. So father very much like to drink tea. So the keyword of this sentence is definitely the T, 茶. So if you can get this keyword, like if you don't understand other things, but you understand the 茶, you can make your answer is A. So only this one is about tea. All right. And then do you know how to say milk? Milk is what? 牛奶. 牛奶, milk. And this one is what? Cafe, yes. Cafe. So should be A. 爸爸很喜欢喝茶. Cha is tea. So for this part, if you can't understand the whole sentence, please don't worry. You can just catch up the keywords of the sentence. If you understand the keyword, you can make a correct answer. So the next one, number 7, the correct answer is B. And the sentence is 我儿子是大学生. So there are 2 keywords. 儿子. What is 儿子? 儿子 is son, so should be a boy, then not a. And then 大学生. What is 大学生? 大学生. College student. So not the little boy, should be the big boy. So B. 我儿子是大学生. My son is a college student. Okay, and then number 8. The correct answer is C. 小猫在椅子上. So, in this part, the 小猫 is the key word. What is 小猫? Yeah, right. A cat is 小猫. So has to be C if you can understand 小猫. So little cat. 小猫在椅子上. The little cat is on the chair. Okay, then next one. So number 9, the correct answer is B. 下午我想去商店买东西. So the sentence is a bit long, but the key word is this. 买东西, to buy things. If you can understand 买东西 is buy things, you can get the correct answer, B. So the whole sentence means in the afternoon, 下午, 我想去商店. I want to go to the store to buy things. So in the afternoon, I want to go to the store to buy things. So the correct answer is B. And then number 10, the correct answer is C. So 医生，你来看看这个. So if you can understand the first word in the sentence, 医生 means what? Doctor, right? Doctor is 医生. So if you can understand 医生, then you can make your choice. Only C is a doctor. So 医生，你来看看这个. So doctor, please come and take a look at this. But the rest part of the sentence is not important. You can understand 医生 means doctor. You can choose your answer. So you can see for this part is very crucial for you to find out the keyword, to understand the keyword of the sentence. Then you can make your correct choice. Okay, so then let's move on for next part, listening part 3, which is listen to the conversation and choose the correct picture according to the conversation. So again, for this part, also have 5 questions, which is 11 to 15. It's a matching part. The questions in this section are based on conversations between 2 people. 6 different pictures are given, while one of them is an example. You need to select one that best matches the conversation among the rest 5 pictures according to the recording. I will give you the example later. For this part, the answering skills are still similar as the previous 2. So have a quick look at the 6 pictures before answering the question and form your own Chinese expressions in your mind. Oh, what is that picture? What is the keyword for this picture in Chinese? So predict the possible conversation. And then when they play the recording for this part, pay attention to the keywords and the essential parts of the picture in the conversation. And then choose what you hear and do not hesitate. Okay. Then here goes our examples. So for previous questions, I don't give you example, but for the real test, usually for each question type, they will give you an example on the test paper, and the recording will include the example part. So you will hear the instruction of this question type first, and then you will hear an example of this question type, and then they will start to say so number 1, and then the question for that. So for the part they are reading the examples, it's your time to take a quick look at the pictures or the questions on the test paper to get prepared before they play the real questions. So let's listen to this part, and again, you can type your answers in the chatting box.
你先生在哪儿工作？
他在医院工作。
你先生在哪儿工作？
他在医院工作。2. 昨天下午天气怎么样？
昨天下雨了。
昨天下午天气怎么样？
昨天下雨了。
3.
你女儿今年几岁了
？7岁了。
你女儿今年几岁了
7岁了。4. 喂，您好，请问王先生在吗？
对不起，他现在不在。
喂，您好，请问王先生在吗？
对不起，他现在不在。
5.
这个字你会读吗？
对不起，我不会。
这个字你会读吗？
对不起，我不会。
All right, so that's all for the 5 questions of listening part 3. And see if you guys get the answers correctly. I think most of you done those questions pretty good. Let's see the answers one by one. So first one, the example. So the example is 你好, 你好，很高兴认识你. So, hello, nice to meet you. So the answer is C. So when you look at the pictures, you don't need to look at C. Just choose the answers from A, B, D, E, F, those 5. So number 1, the sentence saying, 你先生在哪儿工作? So 你先生, your husband. So where does your husband work? 在哪儿工作? And then 他在医院工作. So the key word is 医院. So he works in an, what is 医院? 医院 is hospital. So yes. So if you can understand this keyword of the whole conversation, then you can make your correct answer, which is F. So only F is about 医院 and hospital. And then number 2, the first person says, 昨天下午天气怎么样? So yesterday afternoon, how's the weather like? 昨天下雨了. So the key word is 下雨. What is 下雨? What is 下雨? To rain, yes. 昨天下雨了. So yesterday it rains. So should be A. Yes. So if you can understand 下雨 is rain, then you can choose the correct answer. Only A is about raining. And then number 3, 你女儿今年几岁了? 她7岁了. So 你女儿, your daughter, 今年 this year, 几岁了? How old? So how old is your daughter this year? And then answer is 7岁了. So how old is he? 7 years old, yes. So there are 2 keywords, 女儿, which is a daughter, so a little girl, and then 7岁, so 7 years old little girl. The only answer is E, so according to the pictures. Okay, next one. This one is the easiest one. If you can understand the first word, you can get the answer. So what is Wei? So Wei is the hello in Chinese, only used at phones. So when you're making a phone call, when you answer it, you start with this, Wei, 你好. So if you can understand this beginning part, then you can make your answer. So only B is on the phone. So 喂，你好. Then the rest part, you don't need to understand at all. You can make your answer. But let's take a look at what they are talking about. 请问王先生在吗? So may I ask if Mr. Wang is here? And then B is answer, 对不起, so I'm sorry. 他现在不在. Right now, he is not here. Okay, so last one. 这个字你会读吗? 对不起，我不会. So, but for this part, if you already make the first 4 questions correctly, then you only left D here, so you can make your answer without the recording. But let's also take a look at the sentences. 这个字你会读吗? So 这个字 is this character. 你会读吗? Do you know how to read it? And then 对不起, I'm sorry. 我不会, I don't know how to read it. So should be D, like those 2 people are talking about maybe the little kid's homework or something about writing the characters. Okay, Then this is listening part 1 to 3. So part 1 to part 3 of the listening part, they all have pictures. So if you can understand the picture and you can catch up the keywords in the recording, then you can easily make your answers. Then let's take a look at next part. Oh, tips. Let's take a look at the tips of the first 3 parts. So tips 1 is look at the pictures before answering the question and grasp the main information in the pictures. And then step 2, write down notes while listening if you need, because sometimes they will talk about numbers, how old, or some key information. You can like take some notes that write a number of what they are talking about in the dialogue or something. So in case you forgot it later. And then you can choose what you hear according to the keywords you grasp in the recording. And then as for questions with multiple choices, multiple pictures, compare the difference in between those 3 pictures that given on the test paper, especially when the pictures like they look similar to each other, like you find out the main difference between those, and then you can listen to the recording carefully and catch up the keywords to make your correct answer. But yeah, I see a lot of you make all of the question correctly. Okay, then let's come to the last part of listening. So the last part is listen to the sentence and the question, then choose the right answer according to the recording. So this is also 5 questions from 16 to 20. Those are multiple choice questions. They will give you ABC 3 choices. You are required to listen to the sentence and the question after the sentence and choose the right answer from A, B, and C. So in this part, the sentences are slightly longer than those in the previous parts, and the consonants involved are similar to those in part 3. You will also encounter some difficulties or some tricky points in answering the questions. So for skills or tips of this part, again, have a quick look when you get the test paper, and when they play in the instruction about this part, you can take a quick look at the answers on the test paper. And when you listen to the recording, you take notes. Like, for example, they have numbers, or they have like some information that is like you forgot it. Just in case you will forgot it later, you can take some quick notes while you are hearing. And then pay attention to the keywords and the crucial part of the question. So there is a sentence and there will be a question. So the question is also very important. So catch up the keywords and also be careful about what the question is about. Then you can make your answer. So again, we have an example here. So from 60 to 20 are the questions, and here is an example. So there will be a sentence and a question, and then you choose the correct answer from A, B, and C. So let's listen to this part.
4. 听录音，选择正确答案。一共5个题，每题听2次。例如，
下午我去商店，我想买一些水果。
他下午去哪里？
下午我去商店，
Part is the
我想
example.
买一些水
So
果。
for this part, you can
他
just take
下
a quick
午
look
去哪
at
里？
16 to 20 for the answerings. And now it starts for the real questions.
现在开始第16题。16，
这个椅子50元钱。
这个椅子多少钱？
这个椅子50元钱。
这个椅子多少钱？17，
我明天坐飞机去北京。
他明天怎么去北京？
我明天坐飞机去北京。
他明天怎么去北京？18，
我从8点看书，看了5个小时了。
他看了几个小时？
我从8点看书，看了5个小时了。
他看了几个小时？19，
桌子上有5本书。
桌子上有几本书？
桌子上有5本书。
桌子上有几本书？20，
我喜欢小狗，不喜欢小猫。
他喜欢什么？
我喜欢小狗，不喜欢小猫。
他喜欢什么？
All right, so let's take a look at the answers. I think most of you have done all of the questions correctly, isn't it? Okay, so let's quickly check the answers. So first sentence is talking about 这个椅子50元钱. So the keyword is 50. So the chair 这个椅子 this chair costs 50 yuan. So the question is 这个椅子多少钱? So how much is the chair? Okay, so number 17. 我明天坐飞机去北京. So I will take an airplane to go to Beijing tomorrow. And question is 他明天怎么去北京? So how will she go to Beijing? So the keyword is 坐飞机 to take airplane. So 坐飞机 A. And number 18. 我从8点看书看了5个小时了. So here is a tricky part. I start reading books, start from 8 o'clock, but I read it for 5 hours. So 5个小时 is the keyword. So the question is 他看了几个小时? So you have to pay attention to the question is asking how long has he been reading the book? Not the time that she start to read the book. So should be 5, so 5 hours B. And then number 19, 桌子上有5本书. There are 5 books on the table. 桌子上有几本书. So how many books are there on the table? So the key word is this, 5本书. This only one number in the sentence. So should be C, 5. Last one.
4. 听录音，选择正
Sorry.
确答案。一共
Okay. 我喜欢小狗，不喜欢小猫。So I like little dog. I don't like little cat. So 他喜欢什么? What does he like? So the key word is 喜欢小狗. I like little dog. So should be A. Okay, so that's the listening part. And then let's move on for the next part of the exam is the reading part. Reading part mostly are like comparatively easier than the listening part, so I will go quickly. So for reading part 1 is true or false question. Also, there will be a picture and a word after the picture, a word or phrase after picture. You can just check if the word or the phrase matches the picture. If it's a match, you put a tick. If not match, you put a cross. So the tips for this part is look at the picture carefully and compare them with the words. The picture words are usually very straightforward. So it's a match, you put tick. Not match, you put a cross. So quite straightforward. So usually those words are about human characteristic and behavior, about some basic objects, about weather, about price, also can be about like a date or time. So let's take a look at the examples. You can type your answer. Let's do them together. So number 1, give you a one word, 写. So true or false? Yeah, should be true, right? So 写 is to write, so you put a tick here. And number 2, 听. What is 听? Listen, so correct. Number 3, 菜. What is 菜? What is 菜? 错, so it's a false, right? So 菜 means dishes in Chinese. So dishes of food. So this is tea, 茶. So 菜 is wrong. And then next one, 他. This one is a little tricky. Because in Chinese, he and she, they are the same in pronunciation, but character is different. So you have to read carefully. Take a look at here. 他, this is the male 他, so this is a false. Last one is quite easy. So 狗 is what? A dog, right? So it's correct. Okay. So then let's continue for rating part 2, which is 26 to 30. Also about pictures. So you will have 5 pictures and you choose the corresponding picture for each sentence that's given on the test paper. So for the tips are like, so you need to look carefully, like observe the similarities and difference of the given pictures and predict the content that might appear, and then pay attention to the keywords in the sentence and the essential part of the sentence. So if you understand, similar to the listening part 3, so if you get an idea of what the picture about, you can catch up the keyword in the given sentence. You can make your correct answer. Let's take a look at the example. So here is an example. So C is already given. So you just choose from the rest 5. Number 1, 你好，我能吃一块吗？ What is the answer? So can I get 1 piece? 一块 1 piece. So should be this one, E. And then number 2, 他在买衣服呢? What is 买衣服? To buy clothes, right? So 买衣服 F. And number 3, 天气太热了，多吃些水果. So what is 水果? Fruits, right? So should be D. So weather is too hot, eat more fruits. And number 4, 来，我们看看里面是什么东西. Okay, so 里面, what is 里面? Inside. So 是什么东西? What things inside? So come, let's see what things inside. So which picture about things inside? Yeah, from the box, gift box. Okay, last one, also very easy. We get this word, 喂, like making phone call, 喂, hello. So should be B. Okay, so that's reading part 1 is pretty straightforward. Reading part 2, pictures and sentences matching. And then let's quickly get to reading part 3, which is number 31 to 35. There are 5 questions and 5 answers. You are required to find the corresponding answer for each question. So you need to pay attention to the keywords and the crucial part of the questions. Note that what is the question is being asked about. Then you can find the answers. And also, if you want to prepare this part well, be familiar with the common question words and sentence structures in Chinese, such as the main Chinese question words who, 谁, where, 哪儿, 什么, what, when is 什么时候, and how, 怎么样. Okay, here goes an example. Okay, so you guys can quickly write down your answers. Because we don't have too many time, so let's check together. Let's do it together. So for the first sentence, the key word is 谁. So 那个人是谁? Who is that guy? So 谁 is who. So you know it's talking about a person, right? So for the answers, let's take a look. So A is 医院, is hospital, is talking about place. And B is 下雨了, is rain, is talking about weather. And C, 我不认识她, I don't know her. So this one is talking about person. So should be C. And then let's take a look at the rest. D is 7岁, so 7 years old. It's talking about age. And E is 下个月, which means next month. Is about time. So let's go back to the question. So here goes a tip. When you doing this part, because usually the answers are pretty short, just 1 or 2 words. So it's easier or quickly to get an understanding of all of the answers and then go back to find the question will be faster. And then number 2, 他女儿多大了? So how old is his daughter? 多大 is talking about age. So which one is age? Yeah, this one, D. And then number 3, 你的同学在哪儿工作? Where does your Where does your classmate work? So the keyword is just 哪儿 where. So only this talking about place. So hospital, so A. And then next, number 4, 昨天晚上天气怎么样? The keyword is 天气 weather. So which one is weather? 下雨了 rain. Okay. Number 5, 爸爸什么时候来北京呢? So 什么时候 means when. So when will father come to Beijing? So when, only this one talking about time. So E is the correct answer. So for this part, it's crucial to understand the answers first, understand the topics first, and then you go back to the question part and just find out the keyword. What is the question mainly asked about? So about who, about age, about where, about whether, about when, and then you can quickly make your answers. Okay, let's come to the last part, rating part 4, which is number 36 to 40. Also 5 questions. For each question, a sentence or a conversation is provided with a blank in it. You're required to choose a proper word from the 5 given ones to fill in the blanks. Okay, so you can, for the tips. Tips 1 is understand the meaning of the whole sentence first and determine the appropriate word according to the meaning and the content. After selecting the word, put the word in the sentence and read the whole sentence again to make sure if this sentence is reasonable, it has a real meaning for the whole sentence. And then you need to pay attention to the grammatically function of the words and get clear in your mind where the words should be put in the sentence to make them grammatically correct. Examine whether they calculate well with other words in the sentence. So yeah, very important to put in the word first, and then you go back and read the whole sentence again to check if the sentence is reasonable with your word, fill in the blanks. Okay, here goes an example. Let's do it together because we don't have enough time. So number 36. 昨天是8 something 19日. Okay, so you can quickly make a guess. This is talking about days, right? So you have 日, so for day, and then this one should be 月. So 8月19日, so August and August 90s. So this one 月. And the next one, 那个饭馆在火车站 something. So you can understand this one is talking about 那个饭馆 that restaurant. Where is it? 在火车站 something. So it's talking about direction. So the direction word is this. 前面, so in front. 那个饭馆在火车站前面. Okay, 38. 你会说 something 吗? So can you speak something? So should be a language or something. So a language is this, right? So 你会说汉语吗? Can you speak Chinese? Okay, so usually the last 2 questions they are like conversations, question and answer. So first people say 你好, 王先生在吗? So hello, is Mr. Wang here? And B is answering 在, 请 something, 我去叫他. So please something, I will go to call him. So which one? Yeah, this one is reasonable, right? 请坐, please take a seat. 请坐, please take a seat. I will go to call him. And then last one, 对不起，我不会做饭. I'm sorry, I don't know how to cook. And then the other one says something, 我会. So I know how to cook implies. All right, so the question, it requires 对不起 is I'm sorry. So the answer should be 没关系. Okay, so that's all for the question types. So altogether have 4 types of listening, 4 types of reading. So here goes my main tips. Oh, something wrong with the words here, but never mind. So for the first tip of listening is quickly browse through the options while the recording is playing the example. So you can catch up the main meaning in the pictures or the answers. Then later, when you listen to the recording, you can capture the keywords while listening. So if you don't understand the whole sentence, doesn't matter. You just catch up the keywords according to the answers, according to the pictures. So then you can choose. And the last one is very important. Don't be nervous. If you cannot understand the recording, you just give it up and continue for the next part, because listening, they won't give you time in between questions. So if you don't understand this one, just give it up. Listen, focus, listen to the next one. Don't let a question that you don't know affect the rest part that you already know. Okay. And then tips for listening. So you quickly browse through the options. For reading part, the tips. First one, to read the options first. Usually the options or the answers, they are shorter than the questions. So firstly, read the shorter part, the options or the answers first, so you can get an idea what the question is about, and then go back to the question part and to capture the keywords in the questions so you can make the answer quickly. And for this part, for reading part, so because it's not a recording, so don't give up for each question. If you really don't know what this question is talking about, you can predict according to the rest. It's like a matching. You already get the 4 others correctly. Then you can make a guess. Should be this last one here in this option. And if you really don't know, you can still guess. It's just a multiple choice, right? You just put in an answer. Don't give up for each question. Okay, so that's the tips. For mainly speaking, for HSK1 is not a hard test. So if you can study Chinese for a few months, seriously study the language for 3 months or something, I guess you can get to HSK1. Okay, so the last part of today's class, I will introduce our BLCU online HSK course. So if you are interested in learning Chinese and prepare to get an HSK test in the future, we have HSK 1 to 6 online Chinese course. So it's a part-time learning course. We are using the HSK standard course books for this course. And for HSK 1 to HSK 6, we divided it into 1 to 14, so 14 stages. So each stage is 12 weeks learning. So for each blue box is 12 weeks learning. For the the first few levels, HSK levels is easier, so it takes shorter time to finish one HSK. And as the level goes up, it's getting harder and harder, so it takes longer time for each HSK. But generally speaking, for each of the 12 weeks, you can go through about half of an HSK. But for HSK1, it's easier, so you can almost get HSK1 for the 12 weeks. And for 12 weeks, you will have one class per week. One class is about 1 hour, and Classroom is our app using for the real classes, but we won't have so many people in a group class. Our paid lesson for a group class, 12 weeks, the price is 1,680 RMB. And you will study together with a small group of students. So 2, 3, 4, 5 students in a small group, you will have more chance to speak in the classroom to practice with your classmates and the teacher. And if you want to study Chinese one-on-one with the teacher, you want a more personalized study plan, if you want to practice more, you want to do it slower or faster, you can choose to have the one-on-one class. Is also 12 weeks course and 2,160 RMB for the 12 weeks course, HSK course. So if you're interested, you can register from our website, www.eblcu.com/HSK. Okay, so this is the course. And on the web page, you will find we have 4 choices. So the first 2 are the standard course. So if you want to improve your Chinese to reach a certain Chinese level, and later you can take the HSK test, then you can choose this HSK standard course. So 2 choices, join a group with other students to study, or you have the course one-on-one. So this is the standard course. When you finish the standard course, or when you finish the study, maybe you study by yourself or study with other schools, and before the test, you want some training about the test, like what we do today, and you want the teacher to explain why you make it wrong and why this one is correctly. You want a more specific instruction from the teacher, from our Chinese teacher. You can choose this HSK pre-test training. And this one, HSKK, is the HSK oral exam for HSK3 or plus levels. And starting from last year, you have to take HSKK together with HSK, the writing test. You also have a oral exam. So this HSKK pre-test training courses help you to improve your oral speaking and prepare for the HSKK course. But for HSK1, you don't need this. Okay, and on the web page, it also explains which course you should choose. You can just go ahead to take a look at the web page, www.eblcu.com/HSK, to register for the course. And besides the HSK course, this is the HSK course. Besides the HSK course, we also have Business Chinese course, Chinese for International Trade, Chinese for Kids. So if you are interested in studying our other online Chinese courses, you can also register from our website, www.eblcu.com, to check other choices of our online Chinese courses. And here goes some FAQs, some main questions about registration deadline. Our courses, online Chinese courses, are rolling all through the year. So you can register at any time of the year. But for group class, you need to register and pay first and wait for a few weeks after registration until we can form up a group. and then start the course for you. But for one-on-one, because only you in the classroom, so you can just register, pay the tuition fee, let us know what time is good for you, and then we can start the course for you. Like you can start within 1 week after registration. And the next question about class time. We have teachers working from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Beijing time, 7 days a week. So for usually like students can find a suitable time with our online Chinese teachers. And for group class, you also need to discuss with the other group of members and determine a class time that works for everybody in this group. So you need to register first and let us know, like give us a few choices about the best time for you. And we will hold a discussion together with you and other students in this group and find out time for like good for everybody and then start the course. Last one, if you're not sure which course is suitable, or if you're not sure about which Chinese level I am in right now, so what can you do? Is sign up for a 20 minutes free trial class and listen to our teachers' advice. So this is our website, www.eblcu.com. You can sign up from the top, and then you will find this free trial button to the right side of the web page. And you click that, they will give you some choices about class time, but the class time is in Chinese. In Beijing time, you need to calculate if we have time difference. So you choose a class time and book a free trial class. Then you can have a talk with our Chinese teacher before registration, like get an idea of what course is suitable for you, which level is best for me to start from for 20 minutes free trial class. Okay, and that's pretty much all for I want to say for today. And if you're interested in HSK2 test, we are going to have another open class in May, in 10th of May, also a Saturday, from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Beijing time. If you're interested in like HSK2 exam, you can scan the QR code here to sign up for HSK2. For if we are going to have like a series of open classes about HSK exams. So after HSK2, in June, we will talk about HSK3. So if you are interested in other levels, you can also scan this QR. It's the same QR code. And they will have a choice. In the last question, you need to choose like which HSK level you are interested in. And the schedule is also on the web page after you scan this QR code. Okay, so again, if you're interested in our online Chinese course, you can go to our website, www.eblcu.com/hsk to check our online Chinese course. And if you want to get more information about our Chinese courses, upcoming free trial classes, you can scan this QR code on the screen to join our chatting group, WeChat chatting group, and to get further information. And if you are going to take HSK test in the future, good luck on your exam. All right, thanks for everybody's coming, and yeah, bye for now. Let me check if you have any questions. How much does it cost? I already explained it. And if you are interested in the details, you want to know more details about our courses, you can check our website here. And you can also follow our Instagram, BLCU Chinese, our Instagram, and we will post some Chinese learning tips, and also we will post upcoming events, online events. You can follow it. And this is my email. And this is the QR code of my WeChat. You can add me or send me email if you have questions about our online Chinese courses. All right. Thanks for coming again, everybody. And it's nice to talk to all of you. And bye for now. And hopefully we can meet in our future courses. Bye. 再见.